Hey guys, it's Melissa here. I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of friendship and nurturing and nourishing your friendships in your life. Friends are so super important. We have people in our lives that we can turn to. Those friends can help us through times of trials and tribulations. They can make us feel better. Sometimes the best thing in the world is just to go and hang out with your friends and laugh. Laughter is truly one of the best medicines because it lifts your mood, releases endorphins, and who better not to laugh with than your best friends? They've been through everything with you, and they're there to support you. And when I was meditating today and asking about what I should be talking about, the message that came through is the importance of checking in on your friends and nourishing those relationships. There are a lot of women out there, and men too, who are so super strong and they look like they have it all together, right? You know those people. They're like super mom or the superwoman or superman. They're doing everything. Like they go to work and work all day, then they run their kids everywhere, they make dinner, then they have to go and volunteer. You just look at those people and you're like, how do you find all of the time to do all of that and the energy? And the thing about those types of people is that they are putting on a brave front that everything's great and everything's okay and that they've got it all together. But honestly, a lot of those people behind the scenes really are struggling with things, and they will never tell you because they're not the type of person who's going to talk about what's going wrong with their life. They always are the people checking in on everybody else, wanting to know how you are. So it's really super important, if you know people like that, if you have friends like that in your life, to check on them, because they're not going to tell you that things are not okay. Those types of people are the ones who put on the brave face and they do everything that they have to do every day. But yet inside, if something's going on with them, you will never know it because they don't like to share it. Because to those types of people, it's like they're a burden to you if they tell you how they're doing or if they try to ask you for advice. So those types of people hesitate to come to someone else with the problem because they feel like, they should be able to figure it out. They should know all the answers. They should have all of the answers. And you might even be one of those types of people. But it's really, really super important that you rely on your friends, or if you are a friend of someone like that, that you check on that friend. Because everyone needs someone to be able to talk about their problems to vent to. We all need that. I can tell you that 100% of the time when people come to me for a session for Reiki or for a reading or coaching, the first part of the session is just that person unloading and telling me everything that's going on in their life and sorting through that. We all need people like that. I've had people like that in my life. Whenever I went to a tarot card reader, and she was amazing. And when I left, most people probably think, we just went there to see what was going to happen in the future and get some guidance. And that's true. But when I left, I felt so much better. And I was thinking about it. I was like, it's not like she told me things about my future that just made me go, oh, well, that's going to be great. And it's not like it was just that. She did tell me some things like that. But the thing that made it so great was that she just let me talk. For a lot of it, we just talked, and she actually gave me advice on things, and it was very good advice because I know that she was probably very intuitive and was using advice she was getting from guides. So it was really good advice, and it was true advice. And the thing that made me really appreciate it was I was thinking about this. I had gone to counseling whenever I got divorced. It was a toxic relationship, and I wanted to make sure I never found myself in another relationship like that again, and I needed a lot of healing after that. And the counseling was great, but it did not make me feel as good as this session with her did. Because, And I am not saying don't go to counseling, not at all. Counseling absolutely is great and it helps. But it's not the end all be all, because the thing is, a lot of counseling is limited to scientific stuff, which is great. It's good to, they've done a lot of research on the brain and also on how we attach to people and how we interact with one another. That's all great. But it didn't give me the kind of closure and the kind of answers that I was seeking as much as doing the spiritual work did. And that's what I considered when I went to this tarot card reader. It was more about spirituality than anything else. And there's so many people who think like, oh, tarot card reading is terrible, it's evil. It's not, okay? It's not at all. I mean, whenever I do readings, I always ask for my spiritual team to be there with me, to help me to convey the messages that people need to hear, and then what's going to help them in the most positive way. And that's what this woman did too. She started off with a prayer. So I know that she was calling in her spiritual team, and so it was all very positive. And I felt so great afterwards because she really was able to tap into the emotions of what was happening, which is what I can do whenever I work with people. That's what I tap into. It's like I can tap into your energy, I can tap into the emotions you're feeling, and I can get guidance, on what your guides think you need to do, what my guides are telling me. And it's great because it really does give you that sense of closure. So you need somebody to talk to. And friends are a great resource, They're an absolutely free resource. And it's great when you have friends that feel like they can come to you as well as you coming to them. Because you don't want to get into a cycle with a friend who is the only one to come and talk to you and complain and then never has time for you. Just like a romantic relationship, a friendship should be 50-50 give and take too. But it's so great when you have somebody that you can go and talk to. And we need to make sure that we're nurturing those friendships, checking in on those relationships, because those people will be there for you through thick and thin. And we love and care about our friends, so it's important that we keep in touch with them and that we make sure that they're doing okay. So if you have friends that you kind of lost touch with or you just haven't talked to in a while, take the time to reach out and connect to them, talk to them, see how they're doing. It's amazing when you have friends who, even if you manage to drift apart for a while, when you come back together, it's like time has never passed. And I have a best friend who's like that. We'll hang out and do things, and then life gets in the way and it gets really hectic and for both of us, and we don't talk for a while, and then we come back together and it's like there was never any time apart. It's like we pick right up where we left off. And it's amazing to have a friend like that, because those kinds of friends will be there for you no matter what. And this friend has been like that for me. I've known him for probably, over 20 years. And it's amazing because I think about that and how long our friendship has lasted. And it's something I'm truly grateful for, because he's been an awesome friend to me. And I hope that I have at least been an awesome friend to him. When you find those kinds of relationships, those are blessings. They're blessings from God to have those kinds of friends. And it's amazing how much they're there for you, what we can learn from them. So if you don't have people like that in your life, I highly encourage you to get out there and to try to find those friendships out there. The amazing thing about the internet and having social media is that we can find groups of people who support us and can become friends for us. And it's great. I've found so many women who are supportive and kind and caring and post positive things. I love that. It's like we find our soul tribe. And those are amazing people, because those people know exactly what you're going through. we talked about going through a spiritual awakening. So many of us are going through that. And so when you find other people who are, and they're in the same journey, it's so incredible because you don't feel so alone. Oftentimes when we're going through that, we can feel alone because our family may not understand what we're going through. And finding those people who understand, who are going through the same thing, they can help you, walk you through it, encourage you, be there for you, because there's so many ups and downs you go through as you're on this journey. It's just like one day you feel amazing and you can accomplish anything and you can conquer the world. And then the next day it's like all those old wounds come back and something triggers you and it's something you have to work on. And the feelings of so many different kinds of feelings. It can be feelings of regret or of guilt or whatever for things in the past that we haven't fixed yet. It's like an up and down roller coaster. And if you're on the process or in the middle of the process now and on the journey, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a never-ending roller coaster because it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. And though you try to stay positive through most of it, if you're learning and growing, you're going to encounter those moments of being in a low place because we talked about how you have to go through the dark night of the soul. Well, you have to heal all of that old stuff that's still there, that's hidden deep down because we've chosen for so long to ignore it. Well, that has to come out if you're going through that awakening. It's all coming up and it's all being healed. And it's not always a pleasant process. It can be very painful. So it's so important to have people who understand and who are there for you and encourage you, because it can be very easy to get depressed or to feel like nothing's going to work out for you and to get down on yourself because you're feeling all of these emotions. And it's so super important to have patience with yourself and to know that it is a process. It's a process and everyone has to go through it in their own time, in their own way. And that's why having friends who are there, who can support you and are understanding, it's so important and amazing because you need that. You need that at this time. You need to be gentle with yourself. And that's why it's important for you to also be there for your friends because they might be going through the same thing, or maybe they're just going through some tough things in their life. And it's nice to have someone to check on you. So I would encourage you to check up on those friends and make sure that, they're okay, that they don't need anything. And especially those friends who have it all together, look like they have it all together. Those are the ones especially who will not come to you. You'll have to go to them and say, is everything okay? Are you doing all right? And they may not say it, but they will super appreciate you taking the time just to go and check up on them. I know that. Well, I wanted to pull a card for you. And this card is from the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. It says, offer your love. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from loving kindness? The gesture doesn't have to be big. Send an email, pick up the phone, pop by for a visit, or order a bouquet of posies. Let this person know that you're thinking of him or her. When we offer our love generously, that caring energy comes back to us tenfold, while also lifting us up in the process. Reach out and offer your love today. I love that. And it doesn't take a big gesture. It's springtime now, and so a lot of stores have flowers out, and they'll be having bouquets of flowers out for Easter or plants for Easter. And how awesome would it be just to go by and pick up a beautiful lily or plant? Or I love Gerbera daisies too. I just think that they are the most beautiful little flowers. I don't know why, I've just always loved them, but I love Gerbera daisies and they're colorful. And sending someone a bouquet of flowers, or better yet, bringing them to them, is so nice because it's a way of letting someone know, hey, you matter, I care about you, I hope you're doing okay. And it makes someone feel so special to have flowers sent, or for someone to come by and visit. And, if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have to go crazy spending money on people. It's more about the thought. So get a little card or something and send it to them, or run it by them, visiting them. That it's great to send things, but it's also great for you to bring it in person so that they know that you care about them. And I think people really, really appreciate that. I know my sister and brother-in-law, they know that for Mother's Day, when my kids were little, you couldn't rely on their dad to get me anything for Mother's Day. So there were, a couple of Mother's Day when I did not get anything. They started sending me flowers on Mother's Day just so that I would have them. And now that my kids are older, they know they can get their own stuff. But it was kind of rough back then, because it's okay. This is a holiday that I just know, it's not going to, it's about spending time with them more than anything else. So having people who say to you, you've done a great job. Here's, flowers for you. We love you and we know that you've done a great job. That just means so much. So if you have someone in your life you're friends with, and maybe they don't have a family, or maybe, they are in the same situation where people don't think about them during the holidays, taking the time to send them a card or let them know you're thinking about them. Being there. It's just the little gestures that we do for our friends that really matter. So make sure that you are nourishing those relationships. And if you don't have anyone that you can consider a friend, try getting into different groups on Facebook, There are a lot of great groups out there you can interact with, find like-minded people, and just the even daily interaction online with people is great. Someone to encourage you, give you a positive, uplifting message. But take time to nourish those relationships in your life and honor the people who matter to you. Never take those friendships for granted. Well, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. And I hope that you're all doing well and getting through this journey still in one piece, still feeling good and being gentle with yourselves, knowing that this is all a process. We're all going through, we're all up-leveling, and we're raising the vibration of the whole collective. We are going to make the difference, We're going to start seeing a shift in things, and it's going to be amazing. So get ready to be a part of that and to witness that and witness more loving kindness in this world, because we really need it. We need to be a light for others and to lift up others. So be a part of that in just the little ways every day that you show kindness to people you are helping. It's important. You matter. You absolutely matter, and you make a difference in someone's life. So thank you for that. And I hope that you realize that you all make a difference in my life. I'm very thankful for you all, and I love you all. I'm sending you massive love and light. If you need anything from me, you can book a session with me. Check out my website. You can email me or call me or text me if you would like more information or if you have questions. Join me on my Facebook Lives on Thursdays at 7, where I do free readings. And just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. I will talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.